Hello and welcome, and Happy New Year. With the new year comes New Year's resolutions. We say goodbye to 2025 and hello to 2026. Today, I'm going to show you an easy and quick recipe for delicious and tasty breakfast burritos that'll last you the entire work week. You will need the following items. You're going to need a sheet pan. I like to cover it with some parchment paper. We're going to need some olive oil, a couple bell peppers, an onion, a jalapeno if you like it spicy, a couple cloves of garlic, about a cup of egg whites, as well as some eggs that we're going to crack in just a little bit. And so what we're going to want to do here is in our pan, we're going to take our bell peppers and we're going to dice that up. And while this is being diced, you're going to want to preheat your oven to about 450 degrees. We're going to cut these vegetables and then roast them in the oven. And while they cook, we're going to go ahead and prepare then our eggs and our protein that's going to go in there. Now this is an easy recipe, something that you can do, Sunday or Saturday before the work week starts. Here I'm just going to kind of give these a nice rough chop. Nothing crazy. Okay. And before we put these into the pan, we're going to want to lightly olive oil our pan here. Get those into our pan. Now with the jalapenos, when we get to that, if you're somebody who doesn't like spice, I prefer things a little bit on the spicier side. You can omit it. You don't need it if you don't want it. It's just something I like to throw in there for a little extra kick. Okay, we're almost done with these bell peppers. Now this recipe is a recipe that I stumbled upon because I was looking for something a little easier for me to make during the work week, something I could throw in the microwave on the go, something I don't have to worry about in the morning, typically before I go to work. And as they say, breakfast is the most important meal, so we want to make sure that we start our day off right. All right, so we've got those bell peppers in our sheet pan. Now here comes the jalapeno. Again, the jalapeno, we're just going to give kind of a rough chop here. And then I like to kind of just, chop them up a little bit. Doesn't need to be uniform, doesn't need to be perfect. Okay, this is something that we're supposed to do that makes it easier. Okay, those look good. We'll throw those in to our pan. All right, now comes the onion. I like to use one whole onion. If you're making more than one batch, maybe use two. I'm using a yellow onion here for this recipe. I honestly think with onions, you can't go wrong. It's kind of more of a personal preference on what onion you like to choose. And with these, I'm giving these a rough chop. Again, not trying to be super precise here because this is all going to roast and bake in our pan. Okay. In goes the onions. All right, our last little piece of our vegetable puzzle here is we're gonna take our cloves of garlic, okay? I have unpeeled garlic here. If you're somebody who's fancy, who likes to, peel their own garlic, by all means. If you want to use the minced garlic stuff that comes in a jar, or as they say, jarlic, go for it. It's what works best for you. Again, this recipe is supposed to be easy, hassle-free for the most part, and ultimately an easy and delicious meal. All right, now, before we put this in the oven, we want to make sure that our vegetables are all spread out on our pan. Get a nice little layer here, a nice little bed of veggies. Once we have done that, we're gonna go ahead and put this in the oven 450 for about 25 to 30 minutes until they've got a nice char color on them. All right, now, while those are cooking, we're gonna go ahead and get our eggs going here. I have got 8 eggs here in a bowl that I've cracked. I've got half a cup of non-fat Greek yogurt for a little extra protein, and then about a cup and maybe a quarter of egg whites. So we are going to put our egg whites in with our eggs there. And we are going to put our half a cup of non-fat Greek yogurt in there as well. All right, now it's time to whisk. Now, with this, you want to make sure that everything is homogeneous, everything is incorporated. You want to try and avoid like a lot of clumps from the non-fat Greek yogurt and making sure that all the yolk and egg whites have been combined. You almost want something of a more thicker consistency of scrambled eggs. Okay, those look pretty good to go. Now, what we're gonna eventually do with these is I season them a little bit with salt, a couple cracks of black pepper, is after those veggies cook, we're gonna pour this over the top with our protein, bake it in the oven at 425 for about another 30 minutes. And they'll look like little egg frittatas. They'll come out. We'll slice them up, roll them in some tortillas, and have some good breakfast ready to go. Okay, it's been about 30 minutes. Our vegetables are just starting to get nice little char marks on the end. The colors are more vibrant. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna come in here with our protein. The protein of choice I used here is ground turkey. You could use ground chicken, ground beef. I've done this with bacon, it's really delicious, turkey bacon, really whatever source of protein you'd like to use. And all you're gonna do is you're gonna take that protein and you're gonna kind of tear off little pieces of it and just kind of spread it all over our vegetable mixture here. When this goes back into the oven, this will obviously cook the meat through. Again, it's going to go back into the oven, 425 for about half hour, 35 minutes, depending on how the eggs look once we get those in here. Now again, this is a great meal, especially with the New Year's resolutions. I know one of my resolutions every year is, to try and better myself, whether that be mentally, emotionally, physically. So this is a great way to get, you know, yourself physically in shape and where you want to be this new year. All right, so now that we've gotten our protein in there, we're gonna go ahead and take our egg mixture that we did earlier, and all you're gonna do is you're just gonna pour it right over the top, kind of drizzle it around. Make sure you're covering all parts and corners of our pan here. Okay, that looks good there. All right, and before this goes back in, I'm gonna go ahead and season this again with a little bit of salt. Nothing crazy. And then just a little bit more of our cracked pepper. Okay, this is going back in the oven, 425, for about 30-35 minutes until our eggs are all the way cooked through. All right, it's been about 30 minutes. Our egg mixture is complete. One thing I like to do after it comes out is I like to take some cheese and just kind of sprinkle that over the top of it. The residual heat will kind of take care of melting that for you. And again, you can use whatever cheese you'd like. Then what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to take some tortillas. I heated mine up in the microwave here. And I'm going to go ahead and take a slice of this egg mixture. I just kind of cut it up and divided it with our spatula. Okay, there's that. And we're just going to kind of fold this like a burrito. So kind of over the top, tuck in the corner, and fold. Okay, time for the cross section. And look at that. Nice, delicious burrito. Got some veggies in there, cheese and egg with that ground turkey. Let's give it a bite. So good. So good, so healthy, easy. Microwave it. It's ready to go. Well, I want to say thank you for joining. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. What do you want to see me cook next? What's your New Year's resolution? Be sure again to like and follow, and I will see you next time on Cook and Teach.